What this shift is about is going from self to soul.
Up north of Auckland, they're also getting ready for whatever the planet may throw at them.
What part of creation is outside creation?
Their way, collective consciousness, and their guru, American John Francis.
I would say that if you were to look at the rate of earthquakes, if you were to look at the rate of massive storms, earth changes, all of that, it's apparent. I mean, you can document it. It seems to be increasing. It seems to be intensifying. And if that's the case, how long is it going to be before we as a humanity realize, wow, that could have some massive effects on us?
John Francis believes nature is trying to tell us something.
These things have been happening with more frequency and with more intensity as we go by year after year. I mean, there was 250,000 people wiped out in a tsunami, so it doesn't take long for nature to move, and when it moves in seconds. This whole world is here to teach us something, and I sense it's going to teach us something.
John Francis also heeds the prophecies of the ancient South American Mayan calendar, a complex time system based on the movement of the sun, moon and other celestial bodies. It predicts an alignment of the Earth, the Sun and the Milky Way on the 21st of the 12th, 2012.
I say there's 3 kinds of people. The first one is, hey, this can happen. The second kind of person is, hey, that'll never happen. And the third kind is, hey, when did that happen? So
Jason Kerrison of New Zealand band Op Shop fame is also getting ready. He's the first to admit he has no crystal ball, but he firmly believes it's a time to be prepared.
Even our next record, which is called Until the End of Time, which is obviously alluding to the end of this epoch, etc., I'm singing about these things. And in time I'll be either proven to be right or wrong, and it doesn't really concern me in the moment.
This is the ground level, yeah?
Yeah.
So you're actually going underground. These bedrooms, are these bedrooms?
Yeah.
Jason and his friend designer Norm Smith are planning to build a dome.
That is the ultimate survival room at the bottom there. Then
they'd use the same basic principles as those used by Norm in the home that he built in the late 80s on Auckland's North Shore. The idea is it will not only withstand anything nature may throw at it, but be self-sustaining as well.
The water from the fish farms can also feed the hydroponics and get cleaned up a little bit before a final filter back in.
I'm more concerned that, and trying to be proactive, I guess, and setting up a situation where my family, my friends, my loved ones are in the ultimate safe house.
Which is your dome that you're going to build?
Which is the dome that we're working on.
Jason, too, has spent many an hour studying the ancient Mayan calendar.
What they talk about happening, we are literally in the end times. Now, that's not the end of the world, per se, but it is the end of an epoch, the end of an age. As much as people are talking about a particular date, it occurs to me that there's a span, and I think various other people would say that as well. And why do I say that? Well, things are already happening. There's earthquakes happening all the time on an unprecedented scale.
They talk about a catastrophic event, a global meltdown. Do you believe we're kind of already in that?
I would say that we're in a period now that if we don't pull our heads out of the sand, it may be too late.
Do you think something will happen in 2012?
Yeah, there will actually be a massive galactic alignment. What occurs when that happens, I don't know. I've read a lot of versions of what could possibly happen, and I guess the scariest version of that is that there is a geographic crustal displacement, i.e. the whole crust shifts on its axis, and people are talking 2,000-3,000 foot waves.
If there is a catastrophic change, New Zealand is likely to be eyed up as the lucky country. After all, we have plenty of water, hydropower, food and heaps of space, we could be sustainable here. But we could also be seen as a tempting target by other countries less fortunate, and that could create a whole different set of problems.
China could annex New Zealand overnight. I mean, absolutely, it wouldn't even take an awful lot of their soldiers. Burma could take us over, Indonesia could take us over, Australia could decide to annex us for whatever reason. I know, it's a terrifying thought, isn't it? The Oz is in control. And we could very easily and quickly end up in a situation where survival is threatened and only the toughest and the strongest will survive.
Should we be scared, in your view?
Yes, actually, to some extent. We should certainly, I think, be worried. We should be concerned. We should be taking an intelligent, active interest in these questions and not trying to dismiss them as the lunatic ravings of an arrogant, posh git who's come to this country and thinks he knows everything.
For the moment anyway, it's a beautiful day in the New Zealand countryside. The sun's still shining. It's all calm down Darfield Way, but Robin Scott will tell you all that could change, and very quickly.
We all get on fine as long as there's 3 days' food in the shops. But when there isn't, it gets very savage very quickly. And the human being is quite a brutal animal when it's under pressure.
So what about stockpiling arms?
We haven't started stockpiling ammunition. I'm not sitting on a stash of bullets here, I assure you. But I can see at some point in the future, sadly, I may decide that I do need to build up a